April 17th, Boss 351 video number 9. Today I'm going to install the door weather stripping. Can be fun if you don't use the right materials. So what we've got is several pan head screws. They're black chromate. Use the right hardware when you're restoring a car, because there's nothing worse than seeing the wrong hardware on a car. Especially one that you think is vintage and very pricey. I'm going to use weather strip adhesive. Buy it in a tube, any auto body shop supply store. And we have brand new molding for the doors. Still in the bag. Bought this from MustangsUnlimited.com. They have a very good supply of Mustang parts. You need a roll of masking tape and a Phillips screwdriver. So let's get started. Okay. It's kind of a pain in the butt because you need a creeper. And it entails a lot of laying on the ground. Now let's make sure we got the camera in the right position here. And as you can see, there's a left and a right. Okay. So what you want to do is take your 3M weather strip adhesive, and you're going to need to have some towels or something to clean your hands up with afterward. I'm kind of a fan of latex gloves. Then you don't get the adhesive on you. Alright. Best way to do this, start right up here. and go right in this seam where the molding follows. You don't want to come too far out, otherwise it'll end up wishing out and you'll see yellow molding stuff on your nice paint job. Take your finger and flatten this stuff so it goes in this groove real nice. And give it a couple of seconds to tack up because it is a contact adhesive. I need a paper towel for this one. Okay. Now without stretching it, I'm going to just gently put it in there and then tape it down. So that it stays while the glue has a chance to dry. You want to be very careful to make sure that it doesn't twist. Because if it twists or stretches, by the time you get to the other end, you're going to either have too much or not enough. That is bad. This is the part you need to clean for. Okay, without any twists in it, you want to make sure you follow it all the way to the end. No twists. Get my screws and my screwdriver here. I'm pulling this stuff up. Ah! Apparently I used the other 2 screws I needed. I'm going to have to go get 2 more. Okay. Now make sure there's no twists. This guy here, put a little contact adhesive on. Because it's not twisted right now. Come up here, and there's 2 holes that screw this in, and you put this on without dropping it, of course. The reason we do this like this is because if I glued it all the way to the front of the door and it was stretched, it would be too long. And if I didn't stretch it enough, it would be too short. Then I would have a problem. So, let me check the camera over here. I think you guys can see all of that. So there's a channel at the bottom of the door that this molding fits in. So now all it is simple. is running along the bottom of the door with a good amount of this stuff. That channel, and I normally go up to the end of the channel, and I come back. And you give it a little rub right there because there's no channel. Follow your finger along the inside of the channel so it gets nice and distributed. And I'll start right here. Now there's a bunch of little serrated edges in here that you can push the molding into. The problem we're going to have is apparently this molding is a little too long. So what we're going to have to do is scrunch it. And this is why you put it on in the manner that I did, because if I wouldn't have done that, it would have caused me trouble by the time I got to the other end. Now, I like to put tape on it because if it falls out before the glue dries, again, you got a problem. But don't go gonzo sticking this to the bottom of the car, because a lot of times the paint doesn't adhere on the inside of the door as well as the car, and you can end up peeling some of your paint off, and then you'll be really disappointed. Okay, so let's finish up the last little piece here. That was something I didn't want to happen. A second or two to tack up. And you start right here. See, I got too much material right now. It's going to have to slide it back. And I'm going to have to tape this down or pull this back all the way in here. Which will give me a little less there. The reason you tape it down is because where there isn't a channel, it's going to move until this stuff hardens. And you see how that's coming away there? Yeah. Problem. I'm going to use more tape. A lot of it is patience. Now, put the cap on our stuff here and see how the door closes, because one of the things I've noticed is that when you put on brand new weather stripping, the door closes terribly. So let's go right there and we'll see how it turned out. I may have to end up adjusting the door striker or just slamming the door really flipping hard. Perfect. Door's got a nice pop to it, like it's supposed to. So the next thing we're going to do on the next video is we're going to put on the window channel molding so I can install the rear window, and then I can commence to adjust in glass. So stay tuned.